What's up, boys? It's Bumpkin, and I decided I wanted to try something just a little bit new this time. I want to do story times, maybe like every week, not something every day, because I don't want to steal it from Scrubby or anything. But I just feel like it'd be a lot cooler if I did a story time like every week, because there are a lot of things that go on in my life that are pretty interesting. So, hopefully if you guys are vibing with it, you'll leave a like, subscribe, comment something down below, and we can continue this every week. But for the story I will be telling today, I will be telling the story about the day that I got robbed. So, to set the scenery a little bit, it was the 4th of July. I was in my room chilling out, just watching some Family Guy, as one would do on the 4th of July. Because I don't go outside. So my dad tells me that he wants to go out and go sell a little bit of fireworks that we kind of had just laying around, which I was cool with, so I decided to go with him. So before this had all even been close to going down, he had put up something on some social media, I think it was Facebook, to advertise that he was selling the fireworks. So we get in the car, and soon after, he gets someone that actually wants some, and the lady gives him her phone number, and they start talking about the fireworks that she wants to buy. So as they sit there and they talk about the fireworks she's gonna buy and how much it's gonna cost, my dad follows up asking her where they want to meet. And I mean, at this point, she got very weird about where she wanted to meet up at. At first, she wanted to meet at like a close McDonald's. And then at one point, she wanted to meet near a Walmart. And then at another point, she wanted to meet like near her own home. And with this, my dad did have his suspicions, but I guess he just thought that was him being paranoid, so he didn't really mind it or anything. And we progressed. So we ended up actually meeting her near where she lived, or where she possibly lived. At this point, I really wouldn't know. And my dad found a nearby empty parking lot where he could just kind of sit there and wait for her to come out so she could see the fireworks that he was selling. But at this point, it got pretty weird because me and my dad quickly realized that she was taking a little too long to get outside, and we had no clue why. So we just slowly started getting more and more impatient. But as our impatience slowly started growing, finally, we got something to start happening. My dad decides he wants to look in his rearview mirror just to check if anyone's coming out, and he sees a couple of figures. It was dark out, so it was hard to tell who it was, but he could definitely tell it wasn't a lady. So my dad decides he remains in the car, and he sees one of them walk up to the window, and they knock. So he rolls it down, and the guy says, "Hey, we're here for the fireworks. The one girl didn't come outside." And my dad says, okay. He trusts them because they mentioned the lady, and I mean, why else would they mention her unless they knew her? So my dad steps out the car because the fireworks were in the trunk. I didn't move because I didn't feel like moving, but I was able to get a slight glance of what was going on in the passenger side mirror, so I could just look at that if I wanted to. Plus it was nighttime and not many people were popping fireworks over there for some reason. This area was very shady. So I leave my dad to go do his thing as I don't know, text people, play mobile games. Ew, mobile games. I hate mobile games. Besides the point, I let my dad go make his cash. But I was just sitting there doing what mindless people do. And out of nowhere, I just hear a little bit of confrontation. So I go to take a look at it, and immediately, as soon as I get out of the car, this one guy to the right of my dad tells me to not move, not to go anywhere, not to call the police. And I'm like, what? And so I look at my dad, and he's held at gunpoint to his head. So immediately I'm confused, thinking, what's going on? Why is this happening? I'm so just out of the loop of what's happening. And then it clicks. He's getting robbed. We're getting robbed. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is happening. It was the first time seeing this whole thing happen live action right in front of my eyes. I'm very used to seeing it in the movies. And so, just to avoid anything terrible happening, my dad complies. He doesn't try to resist anything, doesn't try to fight. He keeps us cool, surprisingly. Dad was stone cold for some reason. I'm over here freaking out. At least on the inside I was. My dad said I looked fine, which I felt like was a lie. So they first search my dad's pockets. They look at me and I just tell them I literally don't have anything. Please don't bother. And they kind of just skip over me and they go straight to the car. And I know what you guys are thinking. Well, if you had nothing on you, why wouldn't you just let him search you and see that you had nothing? Well, first off, I did have my phone on me. And second off, I didn't want them touching me. That's weird. And plus, there were 3 guys, so they had one search the car, one look at my dad, and one look after me. And since there wasn't really a lot in the car, there wasn't much to take. But I'm pretty sure they took his glasses, his iPad, and I think a bag with just about nothing in it. But as for what was in my dad's pockets, he had his entire wallet with him. So they ended up getting my social security, his credit card, his driver's license, his ID, They got his phone and whatever else was in his wallet, probably some money too, and I'm pretty sure they also took the fireworks. If they didn't take the fireworks, then at least we got those. And for some odd reason, they also took his keys, which I thought was kind of stupid because you can't really go anywhere without keys. But like after about 5 to 10 minutes of my dad trying to figure out how we're going to be able to get the keys back, he just kind of like sees the guy come back out with the keys. He has him in the air and he tosses him to my dad. And he just kind of runs back to wherever hidey hole he went to. And so yeah, after that happened, me and my dad both got in the car. We sat in silence, we looked at each other, and our crazy selves just kind of laughed for like, I don't know, 5 seconds before we decided to head back home. And yeah, despite the fact that I was laughing at it for that one period of time, I was literally like pissed myself scared because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what that guy was going to do. So I was still a bit on edge despite the fact that I laughed. I guess it's just kind of a coping mechanism for me. But yeah, so my dad decided he didn't want to call the police while we were over there getting robbed. But he did realize that they totally had our address, so they could have came to our house at any point in time. So we made sure our house was just kind of kept on watch, which is another thing that had me on edge for a little bit. But, you know, after a while, I was just like, all right, they don't care. In fact, they were kind of stupid because there was actually a whole lot they could have done with the stuff they had inside of my dad's wallet, but nothing really bad happened other than the robbery. So yeah, that day I just kind of went back to my room and continued to watch Family Guy and do whatever I was doing. So yeah, that is about the end of the story, but there is something very important to take away from this. Do yourself a favor. Please be careful when trying to do any like sort of transition or sell something like this because it can really end badly. Make sure you're in a very public space with a lot of civilization. You know, somebody that can witness that you're currently being robbed instead of going to an empty parking lot near a shady neighborhood, because that's just a really good mixture for a bad time. And as you guys know, we did not have the best one. Like honestly, all we were trying to do was get some small money for some fireworks that we didn't want to use, and we ended up getting our social security cards taken in exchange for it. And you know, last time I checked, social security numbers don't really suffice as valid payment for fireworks. I don't know, maybe I'm just in the wrong. But yeah, that was just a small little story that I thought I should share with you guys because I felt like you guys would find something like that interesting. I don't know, maybe you guys hated it. Let me know in the comments because I could totally do more stuff like this. I'm sure I've got some stories that I can think about. I can always ask friends about things that have happened. They always remember stuff better than I do because I have the memory of a goldfish at times. I don't know why. But if you guys did like it, please, please, please let me know, dude. Feedback is so important to me. Like, without that, I wouldn't know what you guys enjoy. And for some reason, all everyone ever talks about anymore on my channel is morgues, which is getting mad annoying, but whatever. And also another thing before I go, since Cyrus has mentioned it to me almost every time we've talked, me and the boys all decided we wanted to merge servers, so Scrubby and me both decided to merge our servers together with Cyrus's, and now it is all one collective server for all the communities. If you guys are down to join that, which I definitely recommend because I'm pretty active inside of the VCs, I would do that. Here's the Discord link. It'll also be in the description for you guys if you guys want to go join that. That'd be much appreciated. We actually host pretty cool events. Like yesterday, we did a talent show, which I thought was pretty dope. So if you guys are into that, please join now. Like, this isn't even me asking you at this point. I'm telling you to join the server right now, dude. It's so much fun. But on that note, if you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to go comment down below. Maybe I'll actually heart them this time because I haven't done that at all recently, and I feel like I owe you guys a little bit. You guys are cool people, and I love you all. While you're at it, go follow my Instagram and my Twitter. I post on Instagram more, but Twitter's still there, so why not? And you guys have a wonderful day. Peace, peace.